We are at WayBack Pointfest, and we are backstage with Noodles and Dexter from the Offspring. Gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to see you again.
Hello, good to see you.
Yeah, great to be here.
So first things first, right off the bat, I just want to say a gigantic thank you for bringing the Menzingers with you, and because I know you guys are out
And
with
it is
Sublime.
Menzingers, right? You
Menzingers,
said it right.
yeah.
Menzingers.
Yes.
Menzingers.
Menzingers.
Menzingers. Exactly. That's how you pronounce it. Not a lot of people know that.
Well, wait, but
Are you
how is
sure
the other
that's
way
how
that
you-
you're
That's how
supposed
you
to say
pronounce
it?
it. Yeah.
Or how-
Menzingers.
But how else
Not
would
Menzingers?
Menzingers like that, but it's Menzingers.
Menzingers.
How do you know?
I'm just sure of it. Right?
But you haven't gotten confirmation from any of
All
the
right.
guys in the band because I don't want to say it wrong.
No. It's not up to them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, oh, it's up to the dictionary.
Menzingers, yeah.
Is that how you would normally
Common
pronounce?
usage. Common usage.
You know, the first thing I wanted to lead off with, Dexter, since we have spoken last, you have gotten your PhD.
That's right.
I legitimately, this is a true story. I've been trying to figure out time to go back to community college for the last 2 years to get my associate's degree. But
Right.
being the dad and working, how do you make time to be able to do that kind of commitment?
It was tough. It was tough, but I was a good chunk of the way there before the band took off, which was many years ago now. But I really wanted to go back and finish it, and I just decided I just had to figure it out. I had to make the time, so I did. Now I've got a PhD, but I still don't know how to pronounce Menzingers.
Menzingers.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like it would be that way, but anyway.
Yeah, no,
What
trust
do I
me.
know?
Trust
And
me.
Noodles,
What
I haven't read in an interview that you had even said that you guys were really proud of Dexter and what he had done in getting
Absolutely,
that PhD.
Absolutely. And until he made us start calling him Dr. Dexter. Then we're like,
It's doctor to
we're
you.
Still proud.
Doctor
we're
to
still
you,
proud, but a little humbled too.
But can you talk a little bit, Dexter, about what you went back for and what your thesis was about? Because I think that it's very important, and I think that it's also pretty fascinating.
Sure. I got my PhD from USC, University of Southern California, and the degree's in molecular biology, which is kind of like genetics, but the focus of my research was AIDS research. So I got into the real nitty-gritty, which would be not fun to even listen to. It's
Sure.
test tube kind of stuff, basically.
Right.
But I'm trying to find new things that maybe people haven't looked at before that maybe could be helpful. And I mean, what I do, I'm not going to say that, mine is going to be a treatment for it. It's nothing like that. It's just basic research, which is what we all have to do. And hopefully with the sum total of all this new information, we'll get to a cure one day. So
Absolutely. That's amazing. And I guess that brings us kind of to this next point. You know, we had been playing a new track from you guys back, I think, of 2015. We played it a ton, and we were hoping there was going to be an album around that, but I'm guessing that your foray back into school delayed that because you've got 6 songs that are pretty much done now, from what I understand.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
about 4 or 5, maybe 6 songs done now, and still working on more. You know, he wanted to go back to school. We backed him on that for sure. You know, it's a great thing to do. You know,
Yeah.
I think inspirational. So, but
And
we've been
you're-
in the studio as well.
you're busy too?
I was busy too.
Doing what?
Yeah,
well,
doing what?
I was drinking a lot last year. Towards the end of the year. That really slowed down the album making process. The Noodles is drunk again. All right. But I quit drinking this year. I'm taking this year off. 2017 is I wouldn't call it sober
No,
year, but
it's-
I'm not drinking.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
just taking a break.
Hanging out with Sublime with Rome. You don't have to drink
You don't have to.
Have a good time.
to not be sober.
What an amazingly nice crew that those guys are, and
guys
you've
are
known them
great.
for a long
So
time.
cool.
I would assume that you've known them a forever long time.
We have, and crossed
Yeah.
paths here and there over the years and stuff. And I'm really glad we got this tour together because I think it's been going great, and the crowd's really into both bands, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is the 3rd or 4th show. It's still pretty early in the run, right? Or no?
We did about 2 weeks
Oh, we
in
did?
July,
Okay.
back in July.
In Canada,
2.5
but
weeks.
This is the
Yeah.
3rd show of this U.S.
Of this
tour.
round.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I'm not going to say the name of the band again because it's totally in my head that I'm mispronouncing the Menzingers wrong now. But I want to know about
Menzingers.
Menzingers.
You got it.
I want to know, and this isn't necessarily like an inspirational question or bands that influenced you per se, but just bands you love, because you are from the most fertile punk rock ground in the world with just scores and scores of unbelievable bands. You could go on and on, you guys included. I just want to know who you love, new and old, who kind of in that sort of scene that you're a part of and have been a part of that you really love.
Yeah, I've been.
And I know that's tough because I know that there could be a million of them. But
Well, I've been seeing some bands that I've loved since I was a kid and that are still playing. TSOL, the Dickies, and the Vandals. I've seen them all within the last
Lately, yeah.
6 months or so. You know, it's been great. The Adolescents, so much fun. There's so many great bands.
On and on. Social Distortion and Bad Religion. And
Yeah.
The Descendants.
I did the worst interview with Mike Ness ever in the history of mankind. And it was not because he was not awesome, because he was awesome. I was so geeked out by the fact that I was talking to him. I was a blithering idiot. And he was very cool about it, but it was just one of those things where, you wish you could have a do-over. Like if you have anybody that you met in that you're like, oh, I wish I could have had that 5 minutes
and
back.
All your colleagues keep bringing it up and playing it back to you.
100%. Well, what about you, Dexter?
You're pretty composed right now.
I'm doing all right, man. But this is the second time that I've interviewed you, and the first time I was so nervous I dropped my note cards on the ground.
Okay.
So you're
as long
there,
as we face
man.
you the first time, yeah.
Now you're confident enough you don't even have note cards.
No, because I wanted to do it just a little looser and a little more conversational, and you guys were so rad. The last time we talked, I knew that I could. You know what I mean? Like I knew that I had a little bit of of wiggle room in that regard.
Sure.
So get back to the new music. I want to know when we get to hear some of this new music that you are working on.
That's right. We're working on it.
So sometime
soon. We used to feel like, okay, we have to hunker down and spend a couple years in the studio and do a whole album, and everything's kind of changed now. You could just do one song and then put it out, and we did that a year or two ago. We put out Coming For You and stuff, and so it might be that, it might be an EP. We're not really sure where it's going to go yet, but we've been super busy touring all summer. We're going to be home next month, and we'll be working on stuff at the end of this year, and
we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to getting down and knuckling under and putting a few songs together, getting Bob hopefully back in the studio with us.
For sure, yeah.
Bob Rock?
Yeah, Bob Rock.
Yeah.
Can you talk about Bob Rock? Because his part of the Metallica documentary was so unbelievably fascinating to me. And that sort of, what is it like to have, because that is a strong, seemingly personality in the studio with you guys. Is he sort of an extended band member in that time? Or how does that relationship work between you and him when you were recording?
It's a different relationship, I think, with us than he had with the
those
Metallica guys.
Yeah.
But he still pushes us as well.
Yeah.
I think just everybody's chemistry is just different.
Yeah.
So he's probably different with me than he is with Dex or with Greg K. So, I don't know. It's a great process. He does feel like one of the members of the band. Just comes from a different. He's a different ear. He's listening from a different vantage point than we are. So he can kind of he can be a little bit more objective about things, I think, than we can.
Absolutely, and it becomes necessary when you're making that album, I'm sure, more than once. But gentlemen, as always, just an absolute pleasure to have you here and get the chance to talk to you. Thank you so very much for your time, and we will continue to be supporters of the Offspring whenever that new music comes out, in whatever single EP, whichever way do you guys decide to do it.
Well, thank you very much. It was nice talking to you.
Way. Same to you.
Good to see you again.
Offspring, backstage, WayBack Pointfest.
Our record guy's going to hold you to that.
You know he will. You know they will.